G'day, welcome back to another video. My name's John. This was a parts car. This was a crashed board territory that I bought for a project, for a Barra swap project. As you can see, I am now the Barra engine. The engine is out, transmission is out. So yeah, finally got the bits and pieces I needed. It's taken me forever. Time has not been my friend so far in 2026. But this process is going to show you some of the bits you need to save, some of the little tricks and tips along the way. So hopefully if you guys are doing a swap or you're just keen to see kind of what goes into it and you know what some of the thought processes are, yeah, this will give you a good idea. So let's rewind to a couple of months ago and we'll pick up from there. First things first, we've got to get rid of this crashed front end. Front bumper's got to come off, smashed headlights have got to go. There is one good headlight here that I'm going to try and save and get some cash for, but otherwise it's all going in the bin. Radiator's got to come out, aircon condenser's got to come out. We keep the hoses in case they fit the ED radiator, but I believe we have to use EF, EL hoses, but obviously we'll confirm that when we get to that stage. Yeah, no coolant at all, just water. Alright, quick update. Obviously front end's off, crash corners somewhat dealt with, saved a couple of good things, the rest of it's going in the bin. Radiators out, aircon condensers out, kind of all that yeah, all this front end stuff's out the way. I think next for up the front I'll probably cut this off here to make it a bit easier to slip that out. I may not cut this off just because it's a bit hard for my old reciprocating saw to get through. But yeah, we'll get this out the way, so at least the engine's only kind of got to come up here and out rather than come all the way up over here and out. I mean, honestly, I could probably just cut here and here, to be honest. That would probably do the job. But anyway, we'll keep attacking everything else that's still attached to the engine, and yeah, we'll get back to it. Alright, making some progress here. So engine looms out of the ECU, you can squeeze this through this gap here. If you're pulling apart a Mark II, you've got this big 10mm bolt that goes through the middle and secures that body harness. The Mark Is do not have that. They've just got a big clip or big wiring connector. There's a little 8mm bolt here that lets you pull that up out the way. There's 2 vacuum fittings on here. One for this actuator that drives the variable function of the inlet manifold. There's also a second vacuum connector back here that I undid. It goes to like a, I'm guessing like an accumulator or a canister or something over here that holds a vacuum charge. Aircon pipes are both off. There's a single connector there that goes to a sensor in the pipe. The alternator's got a single plug here, and looks like another one I've missed down the bottom. And of course still got to take the starter cable off there. 2 heater hoses got to come off yet, and we've got to get the exhaust undone. That should be most of it, I think, up the front obviously, except for mounts. And then we'll move to probably tail shaft, and yeah, crane box out, engine box out. Another update, another pause. Can't remember quite what I got up to in the last one, but heater hoses are off, caps off, the exhaust manifold, alternators all disconnected now. All that I've got left is fuel lines and tail shaft and the shifter. Alright, shifter cable's off, so just there's a bracket that holds this piece. There's the 2 white tabs on the side. You just squeeze those white tabs, pull it off there, and then it comes straight off this little ball just here in front of me. Yep, it is broken. I do have a spare base in the shed, but yeah, that definitely got squashed. Alright, almost time to pull the engine out. There's two bolts that need to be removed on the FG and territory style mount. They're on the sides of these brackets that come off the engine that then go onto the rubber actual isolator itself. So once you pull those two off, the engine's pretty much free. Then there are 4 bolts that hold the cross member into the body itself. And then if you're like me, you'll fight with this rubber coupler on the back of the ZF and forget 2 bolts. Alright, so the reason I'm stuffing around with these fuel lines, doing it all the wrong way, is that this thing that I bought to get these quick connects out, it doesn't work, or I'm not smart enough to figure out how to get it out. So I drilled this spot rivet out here, which has the fuel lines kind of in it, and then hopefully without taking a bath in 91 I can leverage this open to let me get lines out. Oh, come on. Stupid. I don't know. I don't know. There we go. One fuel line and one return. It's kind of down here still. Just gonna get it away. we go. Just gonna zip tie up this O2 sensor before I break it. It's a weird line back here. Alright. And don't forget the starter motor power cable, like I just did, because it will stop the engine coming out of the car. Alright, it's finally out and I'm very glad for that. I'm probably going to leave this video here. Really hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got some tips and tricks from it, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.